Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Banished, and the village, well, Thorpe, of Last's Hope, with me, Irtuum. Now then, let's get all of our bits up, and see where we are. We have a couple of basic things up. We've got a herbalist coming up, gatherer's hut, forester's lodge. 4 gatherers in place. We need fishermen as well, but we've got workers on that, so that's not a problem. Fine. Let's speed things up, although in point of fact, we are going to need a blacksmith. Let's see, is that 1, 2, 3... What if I rotate that like this? That should work, shouldn't it? Yeah, that'll do. Moment. You know what? We should probably just get rid of that. Move it. I just guess over here for the moment. That'll do. So. Alright, it's spring, we've made it to mid-spring, and the time has come... Yeah, okay, so we still need... We can actually put that smith down now. Boom. And we're getting to the point where we're going to need housing. Because while people can survive for a while in the boarding house, it's not ideal. So, we're going to want to put throw houses down, probably in the broad sort of area. Okay, I can probably put a couple down here, on either side of the road I'm going to put in. We want wood housing for the moment, because it's cheap. Damn it. Honestly, I mean, strictly speaking, I should really put some... Like, there's a better place for a stockpile for the moment. And I'll just delete that for now. So that'll get us a couple of new houses down. Well, as soon as they move that out, we'll be alright. And then it'll just be a matter of throwing in the bits and pieces we need. Can I fit a storage barn there? No, I can't. Damn. Right, here's something I want to find out. If I were to put one of those there, it wouldn't fit. Okay. Want to take that down, want to take that down, and move it there for the moment. Right. Now we don't want to build that. That is purely there so I have a reference to work off. So if I want to put a storage barn, it's probably going to have to go somewhere like here, which is less than really perfect. Okay, we want this dude in place here, not there, pretty much. Now if I were to throw down a storage barn there, it just about wouldn't fit, really irritatingly. Fine. I could put one up that way. Again, I could, it's fitting one there possibly, but it's just a kind of a pain. Alright, I know that I'm going to want to put, I can put housing in there, so that's not a problem. I guess 1, 2, 3, what was that? 1, 2, 3. Probably get a house in there, maybe? If I was good. Let's just check. Yeah. Which means that would fit. Just need to get rid of this stockpile now. I'm playing a bit too much Merry Buggers with stockpiles at the moment, but that's fine. Let's throw one down momentarily. Here. And for this, all I need to do is that. And that will remind me of where I want that. So I can delete this, because I don't like having unbuilt structures paused too much. It's kind of unpleasant, unsightly. Cool. Now, will that create enough space there for anything worth noting? That's the thought. 2, 3... I mean, maybe. Like, in theory, you could throw down a house here. It just wouldn't be a happy house. Yeah, I don't really like the look of that. Damn it. Sorry, I try to strive for a certain amount of efficiency in building. It just annoys me when I can't get it. There will do at a push. It's not ideal, but it's, you know, it's a location. It serves. Now, we want to prioritize blacksmith and fisherman. They're our number ones. I just want to get those down. Oh, okay, it's early summer, midsummer. Have we got hunters? Could probably do with a hunter at some point. Oh, it'll hold for now. We've got foresters working away, and that's something. Sorry, don't pause that. Pin it. That is expensive, but doable. Mind you, though, could probably get cheaper if we just went there. Yeah, 4812. All right, that's one of our goals for the future. Now, how is building, if any, going? Awesome. Okay, we have a herbalist, which is good. Herbalists are going to keep us healthy-ish in the long run. Running the risk of overbuilding here, but we should be all right. There we go. Yeah, damn right we're running low on logs. Probably use, yeah, labourers right now. And the good news is we have enough firewood because everyone's living in the same bloody house still. Bad news is because everyone's still living in the same house, we're not getting many babies born. Which we definitely want. Fishing dock's coming up there, so that's good. Very good, in fact. Yeah, we know the logs are low. Come on, fishing dock. Get your business together. Put 3 fishermen in for now. And we'll have a blacksmith shortly too. Come on, blacksmith. Just want to finish that. Nearly done. Just building away. I do like the sort of, you know, building increments that we go through. They're quite satisfying. Just wish they'd happen slightly faster. Because we've just run out of tools. Boom. Tool limit is 20. Good, that's the way I like it. And if we've got a blacksmith making tools, they tend to make them in groups of 25. Okay, early spring, winters. Food-wise, we are basically out of stored food. That's not good. I'll increase priority on that. So at least we can get people into the fishing docks. I also want to make sure not to overexpand if I can avoid it. Now this should be enough. Yeah, so we're going to have a total of what, 4 houses? That should be plenty for all we need. What are we missing? Logs. Fine. I've got wood there. It's just a question of, well, they're going to knock those down. Boom, stockpile. So I'll throw that dirt road down. Cool. All they need now is the builders. The good news is we've got fishermen in play. So that's going to start getting us a lot more food quickly. Which is great, that's the way we want it. We've got new children born. Ooh, 2 new children born. We're in a good position. Okay. I almost feel like we could probably use another forester. And eventually they become very effective at producing timber for us, but you know, they're not perfect. Not by a long stretch. How are we doing for time? It's fine, we've got another probably 15 minutes or so. I didn't cancel that, did I? I think I meant to, but never mind. Okay, we have the fish barn. Fish barn is ready. Little roads are useful because they speed up travel by a small but significant amount. I think it's like 25%. Stone roads by 50%. So they'll still take diagonal shortcuts with dirt roads, but once you put in stone roads, it overrides the sort of hypotenuse advantage, and they will actually follow them preferentially, even round corners. Still though, things are approaching stable now, which is what I like. I like to hear that. Is anyone still living in the boarding house? Plenty is the answer there. Fine. Don't know why the fisherman's not living in a house slightly closer, but okay, we can live with that. Probably because there's not one being built, is the answer. Don't know if we can afford another building yet. Okay. It's good to know there's plenty of firewood still being made, if nothing else. Problem is we've started hitting it early winter now. That's always fun. Oh, sorry, yes. So actually on the subject of just commentary for a while. Out of builders, pop them all into labour, one more into fishing. Fishing's not, sorry, pardon me, fish not affected by season. Fine. Right, so seasons notwithstanding, one of the notes I've gotten from in the comments is that people have been having a lot of trouble surviving, well, full stop, but particularly year one. And since I first played the game, I've always played on hard and harsh. I've never had a mild, easy start, to the point where I'm not really sure how those would work for me. Okay, I think we've reached the point where we need more sustenance, so let's look into a new bridge. Actually, before we even look into a new bridge, pin that down. Now, if we were going to put a new fishing hut down, which we are, where would be the best place? There? Okay. Which means if we wanted to get to it, we'd want a bridge going from here across. It's going to be pricey, but I believe there's more stone up that way as well, and it unlocks a new part of the terrain for us, which is good. We want to be unlocking terrain. It means more stone, more materials, more survival, full stop, and of course more Lebensraum, because we are desperately in need of living space. Cool. But yeah, a lot of people have difficulty surviving the first year. And the thing about the first year is like 50-60% of failed games, where everybody dies, come in year one. And that's especially in hard and harsh, because that's when winter hits. And winter is what will kill you. Specifically, there are three things that will kill you. Starvation, exposure, and exposure. The reason I've mentioned exposure twice is because there's two different ways for exposure to kill you. The first way is not having places for people to live. When people have worked too hard and start getting cold, they go back into their houses, warm up for a bit, and then head back out to keep working. When people are too... but the problem is, if you don't have enough places for everyone to live, that's when they start dying horribly. And it's one thing for everyone to start dying horribly because, let's clear up these logs over here for the sake of convenience. Yeah, because I think I've decided I'm not going to use this area for wood cutting in the future, so I'm happy to clear cut it. Yeah, but the thing about lodgings is if you try and build houses for everyone at the start, and some people succeed, and more power to them that do, it costs, what is it, 16 wood and 8 stone for a wooden house. It costs 100 wood and 45 stone for a boarding house, and it may seem that, you know, that's not great. But a boarding house is only all in one place, and although it's not necessarily as efficient in terms of resource use as 5 separate houses, because you tend to start with 4 or 5 families, it's because it's all a central location, your labourers can bring all of the materials to it quickly. Your builders only have to focus on one thing, and they can get it up without any trouble. And that is worth its weight in gold, frankly. The ability to not have to fuss around. We still haven't got enough housing for people. That's interesting. Too many couples. I'm leery of trying to continue increasing housing, but I'll bite for the moment. See how it goes. I don't because of the things that will kill you in the later game. But yeah, so getting up a house quickly is a priority in your first year, certainly before autumn, and a boarding house is great for that. The next thing that will kill you is starvation, because people run out of food with surprising swiftness, like genuinely surprising swiftness. But it mostly happens in winter. That's when the starvation really starts to kick in, and that's fine. You know, there's a lot. Yeah, that's kind of what you expect. So you want to get something like gatherers or fishermen up swiftly enough for you to be able to survive. But the real killer, the thing that kills me most often, that I start to lose people in, is firewood, and that's the second way of dying of exposure. Because people, usually the coats that everyone starts with will last through the first year. That's not normally a problem. But without enough firewood, everybody will go back to their homes to warm up and then freeze to death in front of their empty hearths. Because that's kind of the way that the game works. So I'd say in order of priority, you almost want to try and get house, firewood, gatherer, in probably in that order. If you can manage to get all of that up before autumn, great, you can start looking into other things. But those are the priorities that will get you through year one without casualties. Because given the chance, people will just start dying. On the subject of people dying, by the by, I don't know if it's time yet. I think it probably is. We're going to need to look into graveyards soon. Because for all our efforts, people are going to start dying. Where could I conceivably place one? Here? Cemetery's too small. Right, there need to be 7 at a minimum, don't they? Fine. Okay. I feel like this is a good starting location, because pretty soon people are going to start dying, and when people start dying, that's when it all gets a bit maudlin. But on top of that, is it 11? 11, so yeah, I want 10, don't I? 10 by 10, that'll do for a start. When people die, not surprisingly, the survivors start to get miserable. But throwing down cemeteries helps with that, because people, have the opportunity to mourn their dead. Turns out that's the sort of thing people like to do. With bereavements. And that means that the happiness loss will be small. Well, I don't know if it's smaller, but it certainly doesn't last as long. And that's, a nice way of people not just flipping out and murdering each other. I can't remember if you get tantrum spirals in Banished, but certainly it's not great. People tend to be a bit horrifically unhappy. And we try to avoid that just out of sense of basic care for our citizens, as much as anything else. Okay. That's a number of fishermen is up. Good, good. Alright, so I think we're heading towards the end of the episode now. And how are we doing on housing? You know, we could still do with improving that, to my surprise. Fine. Another one down there will help. It's not ideal, but it will help. And can I get one here? I mean, I can get one there. Go on. Because we're in a reasonable place food-wise right now, I reckon we might be able to survive increasing that a little bit further. Not too much, but yeah. Because the thing I want to be careful of, pardon me, the thing I want to be careful of is not overproducing housing. Because if you survive the first year, you're generally good for a while. What will then kill you is overpopulation. Everything will seem stable until suddenly you realise you don't have enough food for everyone, or you're missing enough firewood, or you don't have the necessary supplies, and then everybody starts to die quickly. That's the big fear later on. And that, in all likelihood, is what's going to kill us. Unless, of course, we take things very carefully. But I think that's hit about the end of our 30 minutes, so as we pull in towards the summer of the 5th year, good lord, that's all looking a bit denuded there, isn't it? I guess we're cutting as fast as we're planting. Might be time for us to move on towards a new section and start up a second sort of hunters-gatherers college. Yeah, it's going to help us in the long run. What we could definitely also do within the near future is a hunter up somewhere where there's lots of space. Because I think hunters do better, not so much in forests, but in areas that don't have as much civilization. So, shifting ourselves down, we've managed to. I mean, that's stabilised. That hasn't changed much apart from the addition of the gatherer. But we've laid the ground for the eventual graveyard. We've crossed. We've built a bridge across our second bridge, I think. Yep. And we can see that the centre sort of area, such as it is starting to become a bit more well defined. We've actually got a clear town square, which is eventually going to become a marketplace. And yeah, there's a fair bit to recommend it. So I think this is where I'm going to end the episode, and for now then, I'll just say fare thee well, and we will return next time, next Thursday I dare say, for another episode of Banished, and the still Thorpe, albeit slightly more built up one, of Last Hope. Fare thee well. Thanks for subscribing. That is, those of you who have already subscribed and are enjoying the benefits of regular strategy and role-playing game updates. If you haven't, maybe you're feeling a little left out. That's okay. There's a button just under the video that can fix that.